Hello, welcome to Web of Stories. My name is Melinda, and this is the beginning of my mid-month book bash. Mid-month book bash was started by Doris at Aldi Books, and it's basically a weekend where we really kind of concentrate on our reading and try to get ahead of things. It starts on Friday and it ends on Monday, so it's a long weekend. You get at least one long weekend every month. And so I just want to talk about, I don't think we're doing anything out of the ordinary. So I don't know if I'll have anything like fun to show you, but we'll see what we can do. As for what I'm reading, I have a lot of books going, but one of my main books that I just started last night was this one, Middletide by Sarah Crouch. I wanted to pick something that was a little bit short and I could get through before Monday, because on Monday I am starting a buddy read with Kim at Kim's Book Life of Rules of Civility. So I had a gap and I wanted to fill that gap. This is already, I'm not sure if this is going to be a good book for me. And I'll tell you why. It's set in the area where my husband grew up, so I'm familiar with that area. So there's that, and I'm not sure how true it's ringing for me, but there's also this author's note at the beginning, which kind of, I don't know, it doesn't sit right with me. So, okay. While Middletide is a work of fiction, inspiration for the Squaloma people and the Sacred Mountain Reservation was drawn from the author's personal experiences with the indigenous people of Lumi and Navajo nations. The author wishes to emphasize that Squaloma culture is fictional, and while inspired by indigenous cultures, does not represent an indigenous nation. All aspects of reservation life are written from a place of deep respect and with the desire to explore the unique connections between U.S. reservations and the citizen towns that they touch. So I cannot tell if this author is indigenous. I'm going to research that. So this is set in the Puget Sound area. So my husband grew up in Paulsbo, which is on the Kitsap Peninsula. If you ever meet my husband, like within 5 minutes, he will tell you he went to school on an Indian reservation. It's a thing with him. But they lived right next to the Suquamish Indian reservation. So I'm not sure why there was a necessity to create a fictional indigenous population when you could just use the one that's already there. Also, I don't know who the Lumi people are. I should probably have looked that up before I started this, but I do know who the Dene, the Navajo, are, and geographically, they're nowhere near this part where this, I don't understand. So this is already really iffy with me, but we'll see. As I said, it's quick. I don't have that many choices. It's summer, big book summer. I don't have that many choices for quick books. So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to have to research into the author a little bit. Another book that I'm going to be starting today is Sandwich by Catherine Newman, which I've heard from a lot of people. I think Brett Benner is the one that I initially heard it from, but it's supposed to be really good. And it's pretty short too, but it's an ebook, so it's not like I'm trying to squeeze it in with anything. It is a library book, so I have to read it before it turns in. So that, and then I'm hoping, something down here, I'm hoping to finish The Merchant of Venice today. I will say, trying to speak English is hard. I will say, of all the Shakespeare that I have read so far in this project, Merchant of Venice is the easiest to follow and the easiest to understand, and it's very interesting. It's also so flagrantly anti-Semitic, like in every way possible. So I'm like, if you watch my Bardring Things How I Rate my plays, it's like I rate on different things, and then you get a score, and then there's one more category, which is, of its time, things that didn't age well, and so far nothing's really gotten a really big score in it. This one's going to get a big score. So yeah. So anyway, that's the plan. It's Friday afternoon. I'm going to make myself some lunch, and then at 2, Alex at Frank Fiction starts her sprints, so I'm going to join her on those to read for this afternoon, and then we'll see. So that is the start to Mid-Month Book Bash. The lighting is not great, but I wanted to update this on my last thing. I looked up who the Lumi people are, and they are an indigenous peoples in northern Washington, southern British Columbia. So that makes me feel a little bit better about this, but I'm still, I don't know. I did check. The author is not indigenous. In fact, she doesn't live in this area. Another kind of strike against it. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. Putting my husband to work for dinner. People said they want to see my husband on a video, so there you go. There's my husband grilling chicken that we're not eating tonight. This is to have. And there's Chris. I'm not going to put Lily in because she's a teenager and she is doesn't want to be on. Yeah. So I decided to DNF Middletide. Could not get over the thing where she made up a Native American tribe where there are Native American tribes, and she's not Native American. I mean, there was just so much wrong with that bothered me. But also, I was reading it, and in my mind, I was like rewriting how I would write what she's saying, and that's not a good thing. So I decided to DNF that one. And then I was like, what should I read now for print, because I need to have it done by Monday. And I have some short books, but at this point it'd be kind of a push. So I decided I'm just not going to have a main print book until I start Rules of Civility on Monday. And I will just stick with what I have on ebook. And I'm currently reading Sandwich, which I'm actually really enjoying. Okay, it's Saturday the, 13th. This might not be a very interesting vlog this weekend because we're not doing much, but I did just get out of my book club with my marginalized authors book club, and this was one of the months where we don't have a book, we just talk about what we're reading, so that was really fun. And we added a number of books to the list, so I have my TBR blew up. The lighting's a little weird. I'm under the umbrella on our table, so sorry. I wanted to tell you about what I am currently reading. So I'm currently reading Sandwich by sorry, all these news alerts about Trump and his assassination attempt. I shouldn't say assassination attempt. Apparently someone was killed, all this, but I also heard that he did not get, the blood was actually because they hit the teleprompter and it got glass. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just rolling my eyes. Anyway, I totally forgot where I was. It's that kind of day. Oh, I'm currently reading Sandwich by Catherine Newman, and I am really enjoying it. I'm over halfway done. I may actually finish it tonight because it's not a long book. So it's about a woman. It's like their week at their beach house at Cape Cod, and she's in the sandwich generation. So she has two children. One is 20 and is in college, and one's 24. Her husband and her kids and her son, who's the older one, his girlfriend, they're there. So she has that. And, there's a lot that I really relate to with that, because she's talking about how she sees these grown kids and she just sees her babies. And my kids are not that old, but I'm in the same, like, how can you be, you know, she's enthusiastically in love with her kids, which I understand. And we've just gotten to the part where her elderly parents also come. So she has elderly parents to deal with. And then on top of all that, she's going through menopause. So there's a lot of that going on. It's very funny. I like the writing style. The humor is very much my sense of humor, but she has very different boundaries about what she would talk about with her kids than what I have, or what I would talk about with anybody. So I'm like, that's a little different, but it's fine. It's fine. But I am actually really enjoying this book. I recommended it to Mari Andrea at Books and Bocadillos because there's lots of food writing in it. They eat lots of Cape Codish food. The interesting thing about it is I have been to Cape Cod and I was distinctly underwhelmed. I grew up going, I'm sorry, it's noisy. I grew up going to the Oregon coast, and Cape Cod does not compare to the Oregon coast unless you actually want to swim in the ocean. I'm going to let you all in on a secret, is you can't swim in the ocean here. It's without a wetsuit because it's very cold. But Oregonians, like, people will ask them from out of town, like, where's the, go down there. That's the best beach. And then we watch them run to the water and jump in and scream and run out. It's a joy of being an Oregonian. What can I say? But that's I'm sorry, I got off Friday today. Anyway, that's why Cape Cod was really just very underwhelming to me. But this book actually making me a little nostalgic for it. And I have read a number of books set on Cape Cod, and this is the first one to do that. So great sense of place. Really enjoying it. This again was another recommendation from Brett Menner at Brett's Book Stacks. So another good one for him. He also did Lula Dean's Little Library of Banned Books. What else? I am hoping to finish The Merchant of Venice tonight. I'm doing, as usual, I'm doing it where I listen to it and read it at the same time. Although this one, I wouldn't have needed to. Just going so far, it's super easy to follow. I don't feel like there's anything that I would have missed, because without some kind of performance value, like, I would have understood everything that's going on. In our Discord, Michael Clark pointed out it feels almost a little fairy tale-ish, which it does, and I really enjoy that. And I'm torn because I'm really enjoying it, but it's also anti-Semitic like you would not believe. Oh my God. Yeah, so I knew it was, and you know, this drove me crazy. I have to have the kids fix this. There we go. Probably could have edited that out, but anyway. But anyway, I'm hoping to finish that tonight. I have like 45 minutes left of it. Yeah, it's noisy. People are doing their yard work at dinner time, as usual. It was another hot day here, so I did not go outside much. That's okay. We have air conditioning. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to give you all an update, and now I need to stop because my father is calling. So I think I've left my keys at church. My husband and I are going down to see if we can find them, according to the air tag on my keys are at church. So I thought I'd let you see my town, which of course, as soon as I pull that up, we get behind a bus, but here we go. That is my town, yes. Or train, yes. There's the train tracks. There's one of the little theaters. We're coming up to sort of like the
Central Bakery.
the Great Grand Central Bakery. My husband wants you all to know that. And then right over here is the county courthouse. We're there, and you can't really see them, but there's some big cedar trees.
Show those trees.
I can't really see them over there. There's trees over there, and then this is kind of like the main drag, which you also can't see very well. Sequoias, yeah, that's what they are, but they're over there. It's very pretty. Another thing I wanted to show you all up here is the old library. It's not a library anymore, but this was the Carnegie Library right here, right around the corner right there.
The sushi places?
Yeah, it's now a sushi restaurant.
It's a good sushi.
But our library turned into a sushi restaurant. So, found my keys. They were right where I said they definitely weren't, because I remembered picking them up from there. Yeah, not gonna ever live that one down, but it's been a hectic day running around, all sorts of things. I haven't gotten as much reading done this weekend as I had hoped, partially because I've been running around all day, and partially because yesterday I vegged out and watched television, which I almost never do. Finally finished watching Performance of Love's Labor's Lost, which was really good. The performance was good. It's still not my favorite play, but there you go. And now I'm just out here with, let's see if I can get her. Where is she? Not very good at there she is. My little lady. But I am going to go back in and read in just a little bit. Okay, I'm back in Boring Corner. With probably the most boring mid-month book bash vlog ever. But so as I said, I spent a lot of yesterday looking for my keys, and I did get some reading done though. I finished. Where I put it? Oh, it's over here. I finished The Merchant of Venice. I'll talk more about this. You'll probably see it tomorrow when this video drops, because I'll do it this Wednesday. I really liked it, but it's also really anti-Semitic. I'm just so torn on it, because there's so much to recommend it for, but also I'm like, hey, yeah. Anyway, and I also finished Sandwich by Catherine Newman, which I actually just really enjoyed. It's an A+ book for me. I really related to it. Not quite in the main character's place, but getting there with almost grown kids and aging parents. I have the aging parent, just one in my case, and my kids are getting there. But I thought it was, funny and smart. I saw myself in a lot of the things that happened in it. And I did not see myself in some other things, but that's fine. It's fiction. It doesn't have to match me correctly. I just, and it was a nice summary book. I've got a lot. I mean, I had God of the Woods and now Sandwich. I have a lot of summary books this week, or this summer. So yeah, I mean, my goal was to actually finish those 2 books. So I did great this mid-month book bash. I'm gonna eat some lunch and edit this video and get it up. But then I am going to start Rules of Civility, because my Buddy Read with Kim starts today. And then I have a little gap in my e-reading schedule. So I think I'm going to pull up a book I've been saying I've been going to read for like 2 years or however long it's been. And that's A Ghost of Caribou, which is currently the last. I say currently the most recent, because the new one is coming out. A book in the it's Alice Henderson, I don't know. It's Solitude of Wolverines and a Blizzard of Polar Bears, and now it's A Ghost of Caribou. It's been so long, can't even remember the name of the series, but I think I'm going to start that. And then once I finish that, it'll be about time to start my book for my library book club, which I'll finish that up with. So anyway, I wish this had been a more interesting mid-month book bash, but that's what I have. It was at least a successful one. I finished the 2 books I planned to finish, and I found my keys. So there you go. Anyway, thank y'all. We'll do this again next month, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.